a division of Playfly Sports.
Talkin Terps is brought to you by these network broadcast partners. Window Nation, the official replacement window company of the Maryland Terrapins. CQ, the official banking partner of the Maryland Terrapins. Toyota, it's time to go Toyota with legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. The University of Maryland Medical System. For better treatments, better outcome, that's a better state of care. Learn more at umms.org/better. Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza is the official pizza of the Maryland Terrapins. Never cut corners, Terpland.
Now, here's Talking Terps with the voice of the Terrapins, Johnny Holiday.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Lido's in College Park. Happy to have you with us tonight on our statewide radio network. As Mr. Marquito just told the assembled folks here tonight, Coach.
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah. I'm very impressed, right? We'll be talking Maryland basketball for the next hour with Hall of Fame coach. Birthday is tomorrow. Head coach Gary Williams with us, all-time winningest coach at the University of Maryland. Yeah. So tomorrow's another big day for you, huh?
Yeah, it
another
is.
Notch in the old belt.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, I've been there, done that. I know. Coach, we're coming off a heck of a win against Penn State the other day. A place to play in the Big Ten. For some reason, I don't know why. Terps have only won 3 games up there, and they gutted one out on Saturday.
They really did. And after, the miracle against Michigan State to only have 2 days to get ready to play that game, Coach Willard did a great job of getting that team to get over that game quick enough where you're good enough to win on the road. And any place you go in the Big Ten, as you know, Johnny, it's really difficult. And Penn State, I played there a couple times. It's such a football school that the basketball, it's just not the same crowd that you get at most Big Ten games. And a lot of times that works against, the team that's visiting, because I always like to play in a sold-out arena. I didn't care if it was Coalfield House, Xfinity, whatever it was. Even on the road, I'd rather play in a full crowd because that really gets the juices going for the players. And players did a good job getting ready to play against Penn State.
It's awfully tough to bounce back from a heartbreaking loss like it was against Michigan State. That buzzer beater by Holloman at the buzzer. He'd only made like one field goal the entire game before he hits that 3-point. And you went through that a couple of times when you were coaching.
Oh, yeah. You give that kid, 100 shots from where he made it from, he probably doesn't make another one.
Exactly.
But that's, you only have to make one. And we lost to Michigan State in 2010. They hit a last shot to beat us out in Spokane. And it was Gravis Vasquez had an incredible game. I think he scored 10 points in the last minute and 10 seconds. And they had Draymond Green, who plays with Golden State now. He passed the ball to the kid at the top of the circle, and the kid ducked. And the other guy was coming in. He caught it.
I remember.
Shot it.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, he was out of school. So it's just if he could only gotten out of school a little earlier.
And even Tom Izzo said, that was the luckiest shot he's ever seen. I mean, the guy throws it up. It's a prayer.
Well, that's what you do, though. You watch games and you see some kids that they'll just dribble it out like, okay, we're going to overtime. They did what you should do. Throw it. You never know.
So the Terrapins are now record of 22-7. The new AP Top 25 came out today. There are 5 Big Ten teams in that Top 25. And the highest ranking belongs to Michigan State, probably deservedly so. They're number 8. Wisconsin is number 12, a team the Terrapins knocked off earlier in January, 76-68. Maryland is number 13. They went from 16 to 13 in the top 25.
Yeah, I think they worked hard to regain respect. I think they really got hurt when they went out to the West Coast and lost those 2 games.
Washington, Oregon.
Yeah, and like you keep waiting for that to happen because there's some schools, the blue bloods as they call them, like a Duke, a Kentucky, whatever, they can lose games and not affected much in the polls. But Maryland, it seems like they drop more than they should drop. So I'm just glad to see where they are now because this is when it counts anyway. All that other stuff in December, January doesn't really matter as you get close to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and one thing about your teams were always peaking at the end of the season, same as Kevin Willard's team is right now.
Yeah, that's
playing the best basketball of the year.
You try to get better, and I think that it takes a lot of work, both from the coaching staff and the players, because a lot of teams you see them in November and you go, boy, they're really good. They can really play, but then you see them in late January or February, and they haven't gotten any better. And meanwhile, here comes Maryland or whatever, who's really worked hard to get where they are today, to get back to be ranked 13th in the country, which is, you think about I think there's 370 Division I basketball teams, and to be 13th in the country at this point is really good.
I hope that the game on Saturday, we have a game tomorrow night, rather Wednesday night at Michigan, and they just got torn apart by Illinois yesterday. And they have fallen, they fall 3 spots in the top 25? They're now beneath Maryland now.
Yeah, I think, Michigan's good, but so is Maryland. Michigan State's good, but so is Maryland. It's like the Big Ten this year doesn't have that one team that just completely dominates the league. Anybody can win, and that's why the home court's so important. And, I think where we were against Michigan State is where we need to be with the home court every time we play. And, that Northwestern game is going to be big. We need people there for that game. You can't afford, it's a home game for you. You want to have momentum going into the Big Ten tournament, and you want to finish in the top 5 regular season, so you get that double bye.
And you want to avenge another buzzer-beating loss, which they lost to Northwestern in overtime in Evanston earlier in the year, a game that they probably should have won but didn't.
Yeah, well,
it's senior day too.
Northwestern's a tough place to play.
Yeah,
you go in there, and their fans are good. They're there, and anything can happen when you go on the road. You're always nervous as a coach because you never know. You can control things pretty well at home, but you go on the road and different things happen.
And we talk all the time about how difficult it is to win on the road. The sleeping habits are different, the eating habits, the traveling habits, the arenas, everything is totally different than the comfort zone.
Yeah, I think you get into a routine playing at home. You know exactly time-wise, everything's the same. And now with the travel, especially now in the Big Ten, where you go coast to coast at least once, and it just screws everything up for about a week. When you do that, and it's tough to get back into a normal routine. But I think we're in good position right now going into Michigan with Northwestern coming here, the Big Ten tournament coming up. I think we've put ourselves in a great position to be very successful this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Terrapins at home this year. They've had a tremendous record at Xfinity Center. They're 12-6 in conference play, 22-7 overall. And Michigan also 22-7. They have now number 17 in the country. They're 14-4 in conference play. They've lost only 2 games at home, 13-2. They lost to Michigan State, and they lost yesterday to Illinois by 20.
Yeah, they should be ranked a little higher. But see, a lot of times the voters, they used to have a CBS coaches poll. I voted on that for a while, and I took it pretty seriously because you don't want to hurt anyone or not have the right picks.
Yeah.
I think that the problem with when you have a lot of voters, like the AP poll, for example, you got some people that just kind of mail it in.
Shouldn't be voting.
Don't really look at these. They beat them.
Yeah,
this team, they don't worry about that. They just Michigan, yeah, they're good. We'll put them at 13th, or So you have to watch that. But I think Michigan should be ranked higher, to be honest, where they are right now. And it's a tough game for Maryland. Michigan losing to Illinois makes this game tougher because Michigan's thinking like we've got to win this game at home. So it'll be a battle, but every game's a battle this time of year, and it should be. That's what's great about basketball.
We've got 3 very special guests on the telephone coming up tonight. We'll talk first of all with Calvin McCall, and then we'll talk to Mike Grannan, and then Drew Nicholas. All 3 guys very successful now after basketball in their different ventures, living in different parts of the country, and 3 guys that really contributed to the success of your teams.
Yeah, they really did. They were the so-called guys coming off the bench to play well. I mean, Drew Nicholas would have started for most teams in 2002, except he was behind, Steve Blake and Juan Dixon. I mean, that's pretty good players to be behind, but he was a great shooter. He played in Europe for 12 years, player of the year in Europe one time, and, just really done well with basketball. He's a scout now for the Brooklyn Nets and doing really well. And Drew's one of the good guys, really had fun coaching Drew.
When we come back, we'll talk to another one of those good guys, the former quarterback for the Terrapins. Then he gave up football to concentrate on basketball. We'll go down to Florida, and we'll talk to Calvin McCall in just a couple of minutes. Talking Terps is brought to you by Window Nation, the official window replacement company of the Maryland Terrapins. Johnny Holiday with Hall of Fame coach Gary Williams at Lido's. We'll be back in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscles.
Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lung and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking?
No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the bar, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgans' home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
You're listening to Maryland Sports on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Nice move, and he hits the shot off the glass with the left hand.
Do that again.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
Well, if you're ready for showtime, how about grabbing some Testudo Premium Lager? That's the official craft beer of the Maryland Terrapins by Union Craft Brewing Company up there in Baltimore. Let's go to the telephone and go down south and talk to a former quarterback and a former guard and the Maryland basketball team coach. Calvin McCall is with us. Calvin, good evening. How you doing?
Good evening. How you guys doing?
Calvin, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Coach?
Good. How's business?
Awesome. Business is good.
You're killing it in the
No
real estate
complaints.
business. You've taken over the whole area, I hear. So.
Hey, man, I'm trying.
Yeah, why not?
I'm trying.
Calvin, how long you been doing real estate down there in Florida?
5 years now.
5 years.
Wow.
5 years. Yeah.
Hey, I tell people this all the time. I think some people forget you were the ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year in football your freshman year. Am I right on that?
Coach, I was the runner-up, but I was the.
Don't say that. Look, I've got it that you won the thing. Come on, just let it go. Nobody
knows, Calvin.
Nobody knows. Right.
This is what I say. I got hurt at the end of the season. Had I continued to play, I would have absolutely.
Yeah.
The Rookie of the Year, but I did win the award, the Rookie of the Week, a couple of times during the season.
Yeah, and I'm glad you decided to play basketball because you're an important part of our team. I think the great thing about the 2002 team was the second team with yourself, Drew Nicholas, Taj Holden, Ryan Randall, Mike Grannan, all those guys, Andre Collins.
Yeah,
you guys could play. I mean, you guys made the first team work hard every day, and you took a great deal of. You really enjoyed beating them because then I'd go crazy if you beat the first team. And, you know,
we knew we were doing our job when you were yelling at them.
Yeah, and but you guys were good. I mean, you know, it was a good team, and then the next year we added Nick Cater Medley came on that team, and hey,
Travis and Chris and all those guys.
Hey, it's funny now, but remember when Grannan dislocated his ankle against Michigan State, and he's on the floor, and JJ's out there, and I walk out there to see how he is, and his ankle's like at two different angles, you know, just completely messed up. And JJ says to me, I don't think he can play anymore tonight. I just went off on JJ. I said, look, I'm not a trainer, but I think I can figure that out, you know.
I think he's done tonight, Coach.
Calvin, when you came out of high school down there, Dr. Phillips in Orlando, not only did you play basketball, you played football. What you play safety and as well on defense? Go both ways?
So, I played safety up until my junior year. So, my senior year, I just played quarterback, but I was a first team all safety my junior year, and we switched coaching staff. And my coach, one day he came to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to take this position, but I'll only take this position if you agree to play quarterback." And I'm like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
And I went from being recruited as a highly recruited safety to being one of the top two, myself and Ronald Curry. I don't know if you guys remember him. Ronald Curry played
Carolina
basketball in North Carolina and football. We were the top two quarterbacks according to USA Today in the country.
You know who you know was compared all the time with Curry was Michael Vick, who went on to a lot of success. But they were from that same where Joe Smith was from, that Tidewater area down in Virginia.
Yeah.
And like right. I knew you were on that level, and that's when I was kind of surprised when you picked basketball over football. But we were glad to have you. You know, it wasn't like we didn't want you, but you know, we had.
I tell you what. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was laughing about something. Well, it was about the brown cigars. It was about the brown cigars, but I won't get into that, Calvin. Yeah.
If you remember, after we lost in the Final Four to Duke in the locker room, Juan was the one who was really pushing, like, "Cal, you just got to play basketball next year. Forget about football." And I think he said something to you like, "Coach, Cal just got to play basketball next year."
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was right after the game.
Yeah, I think that was the key. That right after that game when we lost to Duke in the Final Four, I think right there in the locker room, that had a lot to do with our success the next year because we really handled that well. You guys did a great job because we knew we were good and we were going to be good next year. But a lot of teams get to the Final Four and never having been Maryland, the history of Maryland basketball, nobody had ever been there before. So sometimes that's enough. You know what I mean? Well, you know, as an athlete, you know, you achieve something that nobody else has done, and you think, well, wow, that's outstanding, which it was. But we had higher goals, you know, which made that team, you know, amazing that next year.
Calvin,
Coach, I remember two things. About. I'm sorry, Johnny. I got to say this.
Go ahead.
I remember two things about that year coming into 2002. There was two things on our practice shorts, Coach. There was always a saying on the back.
Right.
And you had, remember what it takes.
Right.
And then 9/11 happened, and your message every day was, we have to take today for what it's worth, because we never know what we can't worry about tomorrow because we don't know what tomorrow will be. Like, that was your message every single day.
Yeah.
It was like, we have to take care of today. Don't worry about tomorrow.
Right.
Let's be as good as we can be today. Like, I'll never forget that.
You know, that really goes underrated too. We were a great practice team, and a lot of teams, you know, they show up for games, they play well, but by being a great practice team, you get better, you know, and that's what it takes to win at the end of the year. It's not who was the best team in December; it's who's the best team in March, and that's what we're able to do.
Well, you played 3 years of basketball for Coach Williams, 82 wins, 2 Final Fours. Tough to top that, isn't it?
Oh, it's the best time, man. I think about it all the time. It was great, you know, starting off in Cole Fieldhouse. Of course, I take pride in knowing that we were the first. My seniors, me, Drew, Blake, Sleepy, Todd, we were seniors for I think at the time it was Comcast Center.
Yeah.
So that we opened up Comcast, but we also had the opportunity to close out Cole, and so that, you know, 2 milestones. We're still the only two. You know, we're the only 2 teams that ever go to the Final Four, only national championship team. So it is, you know, it's something I still think about every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
We appreciate you taking some time to be with us. Continued success in that real estate business, and I hope you own the entire state of Florida in due time. Believe me.
Calvin, sell a couple of those $5 million mansions down there.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll get my summer going.
That's what I mean.
There you go. Calvin, great to catch up with you. Thank you, buddy, and all the best.
Hope to see you soon, Calvin.
You bet. Calvin McCall with us. We'll come back. We'll talk to Mike Grannan in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscle.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, hey, what the? I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, hey, what the? I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
You're listening to Maryland Sports on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
And he gets it.
We're talking Terps once again. Johnny Holiday.
And back to our telephones. We're talking Maryland basketball tonight with Hall of Fame coach Gary Williams as the Terrapins get set to take on Michigan on Wednesday night in Ann Arbor. And our special guest tonight brought to you by Bud Light for basketball fans everywhere. On the telephone down in Florida is the only Maryland basketball player to ever win a national championship and the ACC tournament, Mike Grannan. Good evening, Mr. Grannan.
Johnny, Coach, how you guys doing?
Hey, Mike, how are you? I thought you were coming back here to work. How come you're down there in Florida?
Oh, you know, well, the weather's pretty nice this time of the year down here.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you should have been here in
I'll get back
January.
soon.
You would have loved it here. Yeah. It was,
yeah, no kidding.
it didn't get above 32 for a while.
Hey, Mike, we were talking earlier about how successful you have been. Calvin McCall has been. Drew Nicholas after leaving the University of Maryland. You're in the, New York Life business now?
Yeah, well, I guess not just for a few days. It's been almost 20 years, if you can imagine where time goes.
Wow.
But, yeah, I've worked for New York Life, really right out of school. And companies relocated me a few times, Dallas, Texas, St. Louis, and then now in the Central Florida market. And so doing really well, and it's a pleasure to talk to you guys tonight.
That's great. Hey Mike, remember the ACC championship game in 2004 against Duke? At the end of the game, Mike was out there. He was guarding J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick's probably, I think he's still third or fourth all-time scorer in the ACC, now the head coach of the Lakers. And he was a great shooter, and Mike was on him, and Duke had the ball. And here they come. All they got to do is make a shot, and they win the ACC tournament. And, Mike, you really beat him up, didn't you? Or did he just miss? I mean, what really happened there?
Depends on how you're telling the story. So my version of it, of course, it was the defense.
Yeah. Unbelievable. JJ never had a tougher shot. Yeah.
Oh, there is a newspaper clipping that I have of my picture in the background of him taking the shot at the buzzer.
Right.
And he missed. And if a picture could tell 1,000 words, oh my gosh.
Yeah. But the second part of that is in the overtime, you made the big free throws to win the thing for us. And they were all net too. There was nothing lucky about them. So, you were a big part of some great teams.
I appreciate that, but Coach, JJ did not score a point in overtime, and I think I was guarding every play in overtime. That's something I'll hold on to for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he said he was tired in overtime. No, Mike. But see, the thing was, it's like everybody's talking about the Maryland team. They have 5 guys in double figures. They have really balanced scoring, but the bench isn't contributing a lot of points right now. And like when you were playing with us, we were good from 1 to 10. I mean, that's what made us a good team. There was nobody there that, I was afraid to put out in the court in any situation. And, the good thing about you guys, you kept yourselves ready to go. So when it was your turn, you were ready.
Coach, at every practice, you always had simulations, like, end of game scenarios, and you always had us prepared. Never knowing when we were going to get our chance. And yeah, I'm very thankful that day that, some people got hurt, some people got in foul trouble, and he gave me a chance, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah. But, I remember, I was talking to Calvin McCall just before with you, and he, we talked about the same thing, and the fact that you guys really enjoyed beating the first 5, especially your freshman year. I think he got a lot of pleasure out of that, because I'd go nuts, when you did beat them. And it was just great to see. And that made the team better. I think that's the key thing that's really important to any team, is that you improve. And I always felt the worst as a coach if I felt the team didn't improve that particular season. But we got better every year you were there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And Coach, I think it's taken about 20 years for you to say that the second team was actually competing with that first team. So I appreciate that.
Well, Taj Holden calls me every week to remind me,
Oh, yeah, he will do that for sure.
Yeah, Taj is, and by the way, he won a state championship up there in Jersey.
Again. Yeah, he's won a couple of them.
Well.
How about games you played here at Maryland, Mike? Any particular games stand out? I remember against North Carolina when we beat North Carolina by 40. I think you drained your first 3 of the season in that game.
Yeah, and that one definitely was not a swoosh, Johnny. That one.
I remember it rattled in, didn't it?
That's right.
Doesn't matter.
That's right.
It still went in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of games come to mind. I think my senior night against Carolina sticks out for me, where we went through 2 TV timeouts without a whistle. And Coach, I thought you were going to literally go out on the court and strangle me. I was just trying to foul somebody to stop the clock.
Yeah, get a little tired, huh?
Yeah.
No,
but there's a lot of great memories. Hey, Johnny, I got to take this chance just to coach and wish you a happy birthday. I know you hear a lot of people congratulating you, but from my perspective, Coach, maybe I wasn't the most talented player, but I certainly prided myself on being coachable. And the lessons that you taught us are things that I've applied to the business world over all of these years and touched a lot of people. The things that you taught me, I teach other people. And so grit, hard work, thinking big, but most importantly, having that chip on your shoulder that only Maryland basketball has is something that's always stuck with me over the years. So I just wanted to say thank you and truly wish you a happy birthday. Wish I could be there with you.
Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. And I think you were typical. You were willing to do whatever it took to make us have a good basketball team. And, when I recruited, I really looked at that with a lot of the players, not just yourself, but like Steve Blake. He wasn't, he didn't start every game his senior year in high school. A guy like Taj Holden, people thought he was, a little slow or whatever, but those guys, you could tell, like yourself, you just wanted to play, you wanted the chance to play. And, when we all got together, it was pretty good. We were able to build a team. Of course, you could do that back then, but it's very difficult to build a team now each year to year so much with the NIL and all that stuff. But it was a lot of fun for me as a coach. I coached in a good time. I know that. And so as I get older, I keep thinking about that.
Well, I think I'm not sure if it's still the only team, but, winning the national championship without a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, we did. And, I think, who was it? Ryan Randall had the line, which I used many times. I stole it from him. But he said in the locker room after the championship game down there in Atlanta, he said, All-Americans, we have a lot of Burger King All-Americans.
That's a great line. I will say one thing. I did listen to the interview with the conversation with Cal, and you guys were trying to figure out the difference between the first Final Four team and the second team. And I don't know, Coach, maybe it was me.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been. Well, we needed somebody to come in and be an important part of the team because we had lost Terrence Morris and Danny Miller, 2 really good players who started a lot of games for us. And so we were able to regroup, and I think you had a lot to do with that, Mike.
Well, I appreciate that.
No problem.
Mike, we appreciate you coming on with us, buddy. We're really proud of all the things you've done, you continue to do, and nothing but great memories of Mike Grannan playing here at the University of Maryland. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
all right,
Mike.
Be well. Thank you.
Take care.
Window Nation's going to help you beat the cold weather this winter. They offer 2 free windows for every 2 that you buy. Plus, you get a house of windows for as low as $2 a day. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Food Lion also is the proud sponsor of the Score to Give More program. For every free throw the Terrapins make this season, Food Lion Feeds will donate 100 meals to the local food banks of College Park. When we come back, we'll go out and we'll talk to Drew Nicholas, part of that national championship team of 2002, in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Better than ever.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The Morgans won big today with Window Nation. Let's check in and hear what they have to say.
How do you feel now that you've finally replaced your old drafty windows with these beautiful custom fit windows?
We're loving the look of our new windows.
We paid way less than we thought we would.
And no more cold winter drafts or crazy summer AC bills.
Sounds like a win to me.
That wraps it up for the Morgans. Next up, your family. Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free.
Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lawn and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheater looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle-dazzle on the field, the barn, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Window Nation is on the Morgans' home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
You're listening to Maryland Sports on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
Fires the 3. He got it!
You're listening to Talking Terps.
Once again, here's Johnny Holiday.
Well, the University of Maryland Medical System is the official medical team of the Terrapins. You and your family can expect the same level of exceptional care that the athletes receive. Learn more at umms.org/better. University of Maryland Medical System, Maryland's healthcare champion. They bring you our next guest tonight. That's Drew Nicholas, who's part of that national championship team. It was 23 years ago today that Cole Fieldhouse closed, and the Terrapins played their last game over there, Cole, winning it 112-92 over Virginia. The 486th game, the final game played in Cole, and Drew Nicholas coached part of that particular night.
Yeah, Drew was he was a sensational player for us. I'm not sure Drew ever got the credit that he deserved, but Drew made as many big shots as anybody I ever coached. I mean, he just always wanted the ball in pressure situations. And some guys, they score a lot of points, but they kind of disappear in the last 2 minutes. You can't find them out there. They don't want to have that pressure, but Drew always stepped up to the plate and was willing to take the big shot for us.
Came to Maryland from Long Island Lutheran. Didn't you play against Grannan in high school, Drew?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Mike actually went to high school right up the road from us. He went to St. Dominic's, which was our arch rival. So I got a chance to play against him my senior year when I believe Mike was either a sophomore or a junior. One quick tidbit I want to say, Mr. Holiday, is you talked about that last game in Cole. And I think that was, I actually had a pretty good game that game. I believe I had 16 and 10 assists, and I can say that I don't think I ever had 10 assists in a game the rest of my career.
10 assists. I thought that was your career number. I wasn't sure.
Somebody was padding the box score with that one, but hey, man, I'll take it.
Well, Coach was talking earlier about the makeup of that particular team. And you started your senior years. If I'm not mistaken, that's the only time you started a game.
Yeah, but
and you averaged 17 points a game.
I started my senior year just because, I was playing behind a pretty good player by the name of Juan Dixon my first 3 years. So, I got a chance to play against him in practice every day. And so by the time it was my senior year, I was well prepared just because of how great of a player Juan was and everything that he did for the program.
Yeah, the thing I remember though was, we as a coach, it was really an advantage for me coaching you guys, because if Juan Dixon or Steve Blake did get into foul trouble, we never let up. In other words, we could put you in the game, and things didn't change. If we were playing well, we continued to play well, and I think that's what you always did. Plus, as we talked to Calvin and Mike Grannan about, is the fact that practices were probably as good as a lot of the games we played that year when we go 5-on-5, because the sometimes the first five, we had 4 NBA guys in the first 5 on that team, and sometimes they thought they could just kind of show up and play against you guys, but you guys always tried to kick the hell out of them, which I really appreciated, because that made us better. We became a better team as the year went on.
No doubt. I mean, I remember a lot of the times, that second unit, we brought a lot of pride every day into practice and wanting to make sure that, the first unit was ready. And also, we wanted our own opportunity to show you and the rest of the coaching staff that we deserve minutes as well. So, there were tons of guys on the bench that always wanted to come and bring it every day in practice.
Yeah.
Drew, you made all ACC your senior year. A couple of memorable moments that every Maryland basketball fan will always remember came in 2003. Not only had one buzzer beater, you had 2 buzzer beaters. The first came March 2nd of 2003, a 68-65 buzzer beater against that was against North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Then you come back and you hit one against UNC Wilmington to continue in the NCAA
Terrapins
tournament.
have one last shot at winning this game. Holden to inbound. The tournament on the line right now. Holden inbounds to Nicholas. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. He's across midcourt. 2 seconds, 1 second. Throws it up. Money! And he got it! And the Terrapins win on the shot by Nicholas at the buzzer! Oh!
Wow.
Yeah. I remember a couple things about that shot. Number one, we tried to get the ball into Blake. Being the point guard, we wanted him to take down and hopefully penetrate, then kick it to Drew. But we threw it to Drew, and Drew just took off, which you have to do in that situation. Most of the time in those situations, you as a coach, you'd like to think, well, I have these great players that are really going to, work. But things break down. The other team knows what they're doing. They took Blake away, and he was supposed to get the ball. So Drew took it down that right side. And the one thing was, he took it right in front of the bench. And when it's in front of the bench, I can tell if the ball is online, but I can't tell whether it's going to be short, long, or whatever. And it was all net, there was nothing in there. But I turned around after I saw the ball go through the basket, and Drew had already started to run to the locker room, knowing that he was going to make that shot, which was pretty cool.
Honestly, as soon as I saw the ball go in the basket, I just wanted to beeline to the locker room, because I wasn't going to let the refs, because I wasn't 1,000% sure. I was pretty sure that I got it off in time, but I didn't want there to be any sort of doubt as to whether that basket counted or not. So I just wanted to get to the locker room.
Hey, Drew, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and continue talking to Drew Nicholas in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
As muscle.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Window Nation is on the Morgan's home turf to huddle up about replacing their drafty old windows.
This free estimate is showing how easy it is to tackle the problem.
We can get any of these windows custom made.
Yes, you can get the quality and style you really want.
And at a more affordable price than they ever imagined.
Now that they've sealed the deal, they'll be saving money year-round.
We're really confident with Window Nation.
Hey, Washington, D.C., get your free estimate today. Plus, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Visit GetWindowNation.com.
Ah, Sunday.
Just gotta steam it, babe.
Time to suit up.
Like half zip, kind of quarter zip guy.
Sacrifice your lawn and your skin's ability to breathe.
Does that look cheetah looking? No, it's full jag.
Easy, Chief. Let your razzle dazzle on the field, the barn, or your best friend's nuptials.
So the Buffalo Bills, guys.
No matter how hard you football, it's easy to Sunday.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Maryland Sports Radio Network.
And the one-handed slam.
We're talking Terps. Once again, Johnny Holiday.
Time to go Toyota. Legendary safety and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. SeatGeek is now the official ticket marketplace for the Terrapins. Whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. Drew Nicholas now, after a wonderful career playing overseas, has been in the NBA as a scout, now working for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, it's been really remarkable just being able to stay connected to the game. You know, now I believe this is my 9th year working within the NBA, and you know, obviously everybody's career ends at some point and the ball stops bouncing, but to have the ability to stay within the game and continue to watch, not only as a fan, but now also to be able to do it as a profession, you know, doesn't really get any better than that.
Drew, I think you have a tough job because there's so many good college players, but there's such a difference between being a good college player and being able to play in the NBA. And I think you know, your experiences certainly help you, but that has to be tough sometimes because you only get 2 picks, you know, in a normal year, and you know you can't afford to make any mistakes. And you know, I think what's the most important thing of a player that you're looking for, you know, just in general for a player that the Nets might be interested in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough question. A lot of times, you know, like as you said, there's so many different factors that go into as to whether guys can project to the next level. And a lot of times, sometimes it's just unforeseen circumstances that sometimes determine whether a player hits or whether a player, you know, doesn't eventually end up making it. But to answer your question, Coach, I'd probably say, you know, I really look for guys that know how to play the game, that have an innate feel and the ability to just kind of be able to read, react, and adjust throughout the course of the game. You know, the game is played at such a fast pace now that, you know, if you can't think the game, it becomes very, very difficult.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You know, realizing you watch an NBA game on television, everybody's, you know, so athletic, so quick, you know, can do so many things. It looks like it's not that fast, but if you go to a game and sit close to the court, you realize how much quicker the NBA game is than a college game. It's just a big difference. And that alone, I think, forces guys to make decisions quicker than they do in the college game. And some guys adjust in a week and other guys never adjust to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting, and one of the biggest things about it is just the shot clock, right? You know, the shot clock going down to 24 seconds. Now all of a sudden you get the ball past half court. You know, you've got 14 seconds essentially by the time you're getting into your set or whatever in order to make a decision. And so, you know, it's funny. It's one of those kinds of things that I'm not necessarily sure if it would help or hurt the college games. I know it would better prepare some of these college kids that are moving on to the professional level to change the shot clock and move it down to 24. Sure. But at the same time, I do think the kids need a little bit more time to process and, make decisions out there at the college level.
Hey, Drew, it's always great to have you on the show, man. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Holiday. Coach, I just want to say happy birthday. I want to be the first one. I know it's tomorrow, but happy birthday, Coach.
Yeah, turning 60 is tough, boy.
We'll have more coming up in just a minute on the Maryland Sports Radio Network.
When you open a crisp, cold...
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door. But don't get me wrong, I'm not high maintenance. Just throw me in the microwave for 2 minutes and voila, I'm ready to be enjoyed. If you're looking for a fresh and delicious start, I'm your match.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The charts. You know why? Because Lido Pizza never cuts corners. You got to check out their new Lido Pizza online ordering website, the fastest and quickest and easiest way to order all your Lido favorites for carryout. Jumbo buffalo wings, fresh-made salads, and Lido Pizza's famously square pizza just a few clicks away. Lido Pizza is square because Lido Pizza never cuts corners. Download the new Lido Pizza app at LidoPizza.com.
As muscles tense and hearts pound, as bodies are pushed to the extreme, there's a health system here to help everyone stay in the game. University of Maryland Medical System, for pro athletes and devoted amateurs, for those on the sidelines and those making a comeback. We have more experts and more innovation so you can experience every moment. That's a better state of care. University of Maryland Medical System.
Hey, I'm Mighty Meals. I'm healthy, convenient, and won't break the bank. But my best quality is I'm delicious. And unlike those other meal prep services, I'm made with locally sourced ingredients and prepared by real chefs. How else do you think I'm able to look this good? Just visit my website. I've got over 100 delicious options to choose from. Select your favorites and I get made just for you. Then my driver picks me up and brings me right to your door.
Much for being with us again tonight. Happy birthday tomorrow on your 60th birthday.
Thank you.
Like a day over 45, believe me.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that.
And Coach will be back with us in 2 weeks. Next Monday night, Coach Kevin Willard will be here as we talk about the Big Ten tournament coming up. Alex Scamponi's been our engineer up in Baltimore. Tom Marquito's been alongside for head coach Gary Williams. And our special guest tonight, Drew Nicholas, Calvin McCall, and Mike Grannan. Johnny Holiday. Join us on Wednesday night from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Maryland against Michigan. Good night from Lido's.